Hey all, this week is a good time to get to fighting games. I'll tell you why. Hey there, Mr Toffee here. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Been really busy and also taking a break here and there. But hey, I'm back, and we're gonna try to make this a weekly thing. So, first up, let's get right into the news and whatnot. Okay, what I've been doing. Again, lots of fighting game news and stuff has popped up. We actually have Street Fighter 6's new character, Yasmine, who is representing Season 4 as one of the first few characters. The next few being Arjun, Bosch, and Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, I played a little bit of Yasmine. She's the Filipino karambit knife wielder who is a completely rushdown character with a Rekka or two, and then when she gets into a hero mode, Banyan mode? Hero mode in Filipino, then she actually does a knockdown. She can actually juggle people up, and then you can actually follow up with more combos. She can actually get into hero mode using either the quarter circle Rekka knife move or the Tatsu where she goes forward. She has a feint for that too, so really cool stuff. I really like seeing her work, especially when other top players who have used characters like Cammy and Rashid use Yasmine. She is a very tricky beast to fight against. She is insane. I mean, yes, her obvious flaws are she has stubby normals. In fact, her most reliable normal is her crouchy medium kick. Like every match I've used her fighting against other players like in the dead of night, like yesterday and all that, everybody was just basically using crouching medium kick just to, snuff out drive rush. If it's a drive impact, I think her heavy punch, her forward, heavy punch, the one where she does the 3-hit knife thing, it's enough to deal with that. That's actually a good move to drive rush with. That crouching medium kick, the overhead, which is forward medium punch, I believe. Three moves, really good stuff. And when all else fails, when you drive rush from afar, just do her flip attack. Basically, it's like Vega's move from Street Fighter 2, that she does a flip, and then she can either cross you over with a move that goes to the other side of the screen, or she does a forward attack, forward or backward cross up attack. So there'll be some crazy 50-50 situations you can be in. But so far, all of my matches, I try pulling that off. Everybody just knows how to anti-air. Yeah, so you only use that when you're in the middle of a combo or when your opponent has been knocked down hard. Yeah, do not do it at random, because even the EX version, any guy can just shuriken you up to high heavens per se. Or it completely misses, and then they just throw you really quick, unless you react really well with a throw or a DP. So you gotta play some high-level mining games with Yasmine, but she is pretty easy to get into and rush down. Especially when you use modern controls where her anti-air is just basically a forward and a magic button away. Generally, Yasmine is... I could see her being in the middle. I don't think she's going to go above Ken or Cammy, but maybe a tier below, or at least a few steps in the same tier category. But she has to use her. She is very fast for one, sure. She is scary in hero mode, and when she does a level 2 and basically she's in the install, that cross up is very dangerous. The one where you press back and 2 punches, I believe. And her air boomerang thing is also very dangerous too. Like, hard knock down someone, pull it off, do a bit of a combo when it's actually far and away, like in a good spacing kind of zone, pull it off. You just shut off your opponent's jump, and then when you actually get hit with the boomerang, you can actually just juggle people from there. Really cool stuff. But overall, yeah, Yasmine is a very solid addition to Street Fighter 6 for sure. I will actually go on more and more, but I've only played like I think about 4 or 5 hours of Yasmine, and then also getting watched by other people using Yasmine, and saw a bunch of Twitter videos here and there from pro players like Dogura, Tokido, I think? No. A lot of other Japanese players, Nemo, Dogura, I'm not sure who, but they do play, like, they do experiment with new characters, and they worked out really well for them. I can see this being a Sako character, but we'll see how it goes. But bottom line is, she's an easy character to get into, can go toe-to-toe with the likes of Cammy and Ken, who are like the premier rushdown style characters. And not much else to say. I mean, again, rushdown characters have the stubby normals, but Yasmine has ways around that if you are very careful with it. She will always be plus frames if you can space out her moves in a very good mid-close range distance. And you can basically just spam her high punch and drive rush high punch. Not too much, just spam it enough to make opponents do a DP, make them whiff, and just get ready for a throw. That's it. And that's all that there is to it. Like, basically whoever strikes first, and usually rush hour characters have to strike first, because if you're blocking too much as a rush hour character, you're playing them wrong. You're playing them wrong, yo. Alright, in our Street Fighter 6. Oh, right, there's a bit more. Again, there are so many buffs and nerfs for all the characters in the game because this is a major balancing patch. But for now, I do know that Mai and Ed are the ones who actually got hit the hardest, because they actually got a bunch of like nerfs that actually make their game plan not work as much. Like Mai's Super 1 is not invincible. You can actually hit her out of it. So again, it's probably like a KOF 1 level 1 DM, basically. Matching with the character. Matching with the SNK styleness of the character. And Ed, his tether, does not pull opponents fully to him. So you cannot do his mix up here and there. You have to find other different ways to get it up close. But whoever gets the most buffs, I do believe Ryu is still around. He's got some buffs. The one who got the most is probably Modern Chun-Li. Modern Chun-Li. And Honda, I believe. So far, Lily, my main, she has a new move where basically when she does her light condo wind thing, you can actually do a hit out of it if you just let go of the button. If you hold it and press another button, she cancels out of it like she does in the normal condo wind generating move. Yeah. But other than that, it's a nice follow-up. It's cute, but practical wise, she's still the same. I believe, again, I think E Honda's basically the move where it moves forward and does the 3 slaps. That's actually powered up, so it's closer. He's better on plus and everything up close and in range for doing like medium sumo headbutt and all that. So Jamie also got quite a buff. Crimson Viper got a buff as well. They basically just get a lot more proper shenanigans. Like with Jamie, he actually, when he's in full drunk mode, he actually gets to do a wall splat with his Rekkas. Sea Viper does more damage, I believe, and actually has more opportunities to do damage. But on a whole, this would be a very good shake-up, a very divisive kind of update for everyone. I think it's actually making the headlines and news all around, like since yesterday. Like people are complaining a lot. People who have their mains like Ed getting washed and getting massacred, they're all complaining. People like me, I'm just happy that Lily at least gets a new move. And Manon, arguably the weakest character in the game, she now has combo potential. So I think Idol might actually go back to this character and, you know, show the world how it's done. So we might actually see Idom dominate in tournaments soon enough. If it's not late 2026, probably 2027. So Manon has new combo routes and she does a lot of crazy shit that is very practical. So I'm happy that Manon gets a buff. I might actually jump back to her and actually relearn her shit all over again. But all in all, yeah, Season 4, so new updates and whatnot, very promising. Some characters get the buffs they deserve, others less so, others get the nerfs they deserve. I think Sagat also got a bunch of nerfs here and there. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it actually unfolds, but so far it's very promising, especially for someone who has used Manon and Lily, who are arguably the worst characters in the game. So there you go. In other news, I've been playing a lot of Avatar Legends, the fighting game. It is a very solid game. I actually put the review out a couple of days ago. Avatar Legends, the fighting game, yeah, I'm not really a fan of how it moves and animate. It looks like a cheap New Rounds Flash game in 4K. But again, I appreciate the fact that they actually adhere to making the game as 2D as possible. And plus, the game does control fine. I am actually okay with how it controls and plays because it uses its own flow state movement mechanic really well in theme of the game. It keeps it consistent and whatnot. So characters all have different fighting styles, 12 characters, various fighting styles depending on which stance you pick, which support you pick. Azula, she either becomes a focus mode or Fire Lord mode. Fire Lord mode's the easiest to use and the best to combo with and whatnot and to win games really quick. Toph also is also a good beginner character. I like using her armor move a lot. Doesn't have much support in the air except for a jumping medium attack. But beyond that, she's got the pillars, she's got the armor moves, and as long as you know what moves are not safe and safe, I think you'll be okay. Basically playing footsies and playing mid-range rushdown with Toph. Avatar Kyoshi is just a big girl. She has big moves that use a lot of big energy stuff and a lot of ki, but she hits hard and she hits far. And she can also run too in the air if you pick the right support. Again, these are the top 3 characters I would pick to just get into the game really quick. Very, very easy characters to use. Azula, Ursa support, Toph, the Boulder support, and Avatar Kyoshi, any of the supports. They all pay off really well, especially when you use her Dancing Wind thing, which is a Hadouken C, I believe, or Quarter Circle C, or Quarter Circle back C. Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, the rest of the characters, again, play who you want, but just know at least the characters I mentioned, Azula, Toph, and Avatar Kyoshi, they're like the more on-ground characters you want to pick. Just want to get into the game really quick, and then you can start learning Aang, Avatar Moon Aang. Then you got like Nightmare Korra, Zahir, Sokka, and a bunch of others too. Katara, all really fun to use, all fun characters to use. Alright, what else we got on the fighting game side of things? Okay, maybe one last one. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls is coming out this week. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of content when the game is out. We have a guide out on our website. Go check it out. It's just basically a compilation of combos and, you know, how-to character guides, all from, you know, from the Marvel Tokon side. I'm just collecting it as a hub, and I'll add in my own addendums and whatnot as time goes on forward. Like, we still got like 4 more characters to get through, like Hulk, Carnage, Loki, and Deadpool. So we just gotta get through them, and then we'll have fun lah, and whatnot. So from there. Oh, and then we also got the champion, who is also going to be the final boss of the game. So we got five characters we gotta talk about eventually in the guide. In terms of what's happening, yes, the review is going to be coming out. We're going to have a review in progress thing later on. I also want to test out the network code, the net code, which is I believe on Thursday 11 p.m. 12 midnight. That's when the game will go live, so it'll be the best time to actually check out how online play works, and then our full review will be out. Like, you're better off just trusting people who actually know fighting games like us, not anyone else. If I'm being honest here, like, if you know you're gonna buy the game, no bad review is gonna stop you from buying it. You like Marvel, you like fighting games, you like tag fighters, you like Arc System Works fighters, boom, you're gonna buy this game. This game looks great based on the beta, plays really great, and again, the longevity of a fighting game is dependent on how it does well in tournaments, the reception, and everything. So again, let's just hope there's something going on in Malaysia, Singapore, Southeast Asia, have some Marvel Tokon action going on, and you go from there. What I really want to talk about is which characters are going to come out post-launch. So right now, the biggest announcement from that is during San Diego Comic-Con, when they announced Phoenix Cyclops. He is a character created during Avengers of the X-Men, which is highly regarded as the worst crossover Marvel has ever created, because it's just badly written. The art's nice, and then you got some really interesting characters possessed by the Phoenix Force. One of which is Cyclops. He becomes a bigger asshole than before, and he shoots lasers and says a bunch of stupid shit and fights really well with the laser attack, with the Phoenix fire and shit, and the probably resurrection. So it'll be interesting to see how he does his zoning game this time around. Will he be a Shoto character like in Marvel's Capcom, or a completely zonerific kind of guy? Like, he just shoots laser eyes, full screen, half screen, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, whatnot, or just like a bouncing projectile shit going on. That'll be really interesting. But in terms of like maybe another X-Men team, I think this one might be a bit interesting to... Okay, now, if they're going to form a full team from this DLC, this post-launch thing, Phoenix Cyclops is in. He's going to be the leader, that's for sure. And then you got 3 others in the slot, right? The second one is definitely going to be Emma Frost. So she is a very popular character in the X-Men series. Again, she's formerly a baddie in X-Men. She was in the Hellfire Club, and then she started teaching students in Generation X, and then she became a X-Men member in New X-Men onward, and then has been hooking up with Cyclops ever since Jean Grey died in one of the stories and whatnot. So, and she's been a mainstay ever since. So her powers are telepathy, telekinesis, psychic power shit, reading people's minds. She can form into Diamond, Emma Frost Diamond shit, so she's like kind of ice. So her playstyle, she might either be like maybe a full screen zoner to a rushdown grappler style character, who knows? And she might be like a mid-range character with armor. That might be pretty cool to see. Other two slots, Nightcrawler and Juggernaut. Nightcrawler because I think it's due that the blue elf, the priest elf, comes back. He has a pretty cool like double sword fighting style and teleportation shit going on in the comics and in the recent X-Men 97 TV show. So having him as a main character, one of the playable characters, would be like a nice thing to have. Like, we've already seen Rogue, we've already seen Gambit in a fighting game, so why not someone new? Emma Frost, Nightcrawler, and last pick probably Juggernaut. Maybe it can be the powered up Juggernaut in the Fear Itself storyline, where he actually got like Thor's god's powers, and then he becomes like this unstoppable Juggernaut force creature thing. So that could work. So that's my 3 characters for the X-Men slot, the new X-Men or some shit, you know, being led by Phoenix Cyclops. Whether they all get possessed by the Phoenix Force, I don't know, but it'll be very boring if they put in Jean Grey. Like, again, my picks: Emma Frost, Juggernaut, and Nightcrawler. Something new. And then maybe the next team, it can be like something as whacked, like oh wait, maybe another character instead of Nightcrawler. Jubilee is a popular pick, either Jubilee or Dazzler. They both have similar power sets. They're young. They're they're being glazed up pretty well. I mean, at least Jubilee's side. She's been glazed up in X-Men 97. So she is a very popular pick. She definitely should be in it. Like, for the fireworks power-ups and a rushdown, putting shit on the ground, triggering it like an explosion. Yeah, she will have a pretty interesting moveset. Like, maybe instead of Nightcrawler, Jubilee would be a nice popular pick. That's for sure. To join in the other baddies like Magic and Storm. And that's it from me, my fighting game, video game roundup. Maybe I'm gonna have to talk about other fighting, not fighting game. I'm gonna have to talk about other new stuff and video games throughout the week or so. So I've been playing a lot of Dragon Sword. Full review is probably gonna be next week or the week after. There's Animangaki happening in the next few weeks as well. Gonna be covering that as well. That'll be really fun. Possibly some stuff happening, some concerts, maybe mostly just just there for the sights and sounds and whatnot. Gonna be some Genshin Impact stuff happening too as well, because 7.0 updates coming out next week or the week after, and a bunch of other indie games that we're gonna be covering and doing walkthroughs and boss fight compilations over. So we're gonna be very busy in the KKP channel, so do tune in to us. If you like content like this, do let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the notification icon. We post new content every week as usual. So thanks again and see you. Bye bye.